Seattle, Washington, a city known for its tech innovation, coffee culture, and apparently, drivers who think public roadways out of their personal parking lots. What you read about to witness is one of the most baffling displays of entitlement ever captured on dashcam, where a man deliberately blocked an entire lane of traffic for reasons so absurd that you will yell questions whether this actually happened. This instant karma moment features consequences so swift and satisfying that it has become a viral sensation in road-rage communities worldwide. The real-life justice delivered here restores faith in the universe's ability to handle entitled behavior without delay. This wasn't an accidental obstruction or a vehicle breakdown. This was intentional, calculated, and executed with the kind of confidence only someone completely detached from reality possesses. A middle-aged man in a sedan decided that his personal business was more important than the hundreds of commuters trapped behind him, so he simply stopped his car in the middle of a busy street during rush hour and stepped out like he owned the entire roadway. The dashcam evidence shows him not only blocking traffic but actively defending his decision to do so, arguing with honking drivers and gesturing dismissively at the chaos he created. The instant consequences that followed happened so quickly that bystanders struggled to process the sequence of events. Multiple cameras captured the exact moment when this man's decision to block traffic collided with reality in the form of authorities who had zero tolerance for his nonsense. This instant karma story proves that some people need immediate correction from the universe, and sometimes the correction arrives with flashing lights, legal citations, and a healthy dose of public humiliation. It makes viral videos spread faster than his apologies. Welcome back to our channel where we celebrate instant karma served hot and fresh to entitled people who desperately need it. If you live for those moments when someone blocking traffic gets exactly what they deserve, you've found your tribe. Before we dive into today's mind-blowing instant justice moment, we need you to do two things right now. Smash that like button like your life depends on it, and drop a comment telling us what city you are watching from. We love seeing our karma-loving family from across the world. Your engagement keeps these instant karma stories coming, so comment your city and hit the like. Downtown Seattle's 3rd Avenue serves as a critical arterial route during weekday mornings, carrying thousands of commuters, buses, delivery vehicles, and emergency responders through the urban core. The street operates under strict parking regulations precisely because any obstruction creates cascading traffic problems that ripple through surrounding neighborhoods. Every regular commuter knows the rules: keep moving, don't block intersections, and absolutely never stop in active traffic lanes. Apparently, one driver missed that memo entirely or simply decided the rules didn't apply to him. At 8:17 Amazonas on Wednesday morning, dashcam footage shows normal traffic flow suddenly grinding to a halt when the gray sedan abruptly stopped in the right lane without any warning flashers, no emergency signals, and no apparent mechanical failure. The vehicle simply ceased moving while its driver remained inside for approximately 30 seconds. Cars behind began honking immediately. Seattle drivers generally practice Pacific Northwest politeness, so the honking indicated genuine frustration and confusion about what was happening. Then came the moment that transformed this from a possible emergency into deliberate obstruction. The driver's door opened, and the man in his 40s wearing business casual attire stepped out of his vehicle with the casual demeanor of someone parking at the shopping mall rather than blocking a major urban thoroughfare during rush hour. He didn't check for approaching traffic, didn't wave apologetically, and showed zero acknowledgement that his actions were problematic. Instead, he walked around to his trunk, opened it, and began rifling through contents as if he had all the time in the world. The reactions from trapped drivers escalated quickly. Horns blared from multiple vehicles simultaneously, creating a symphony of frustration that echoed between downtown buildings. A bush driver, visible in dashcam footage from an adjacent vehicle, threw his hands up in exasperation with schedule already tight. No, impossible. Cyclists filtered past the obstruction, several shaking their heads at the absurdity. Yet the man blocking traffic continued his trunk excavation, completely unbothered by the chaos unfolding behind him. As the honking intensified and traffic backed up for 2 full blocks, several drivers made the decision to leave their vehicles and approach the men blocking traffic, hoping to understand what emergency could possibly justify his actions. The first duration was a woman in her 30s, still wearing her barista apron, clearly writing late for her coffee shop shift. Dash com audio captured her polite inquiry. "Excuse me, is everything okay? Are you broken down?" His response revealed the stunning entitlement driving this entire situation. "I'm fine," he stated dismissively, not even making eye contact. "I just need to find something. I'll move when I'm ready." No apology, no acknowledgement of the disruption, no sense of urgency despite blocking hundreds of people from reaching their destinations. The barista stood speechless for a moment, processing the audacity, before returning to her vehicle, shaking her head in disbelief. A delivery driver approached next, his frustration more evident. "Man, you can't just stop in the middle of the street. Pull over to the curb." This reasonable suggestion met with hostile defensiveness from the traffic blocker, who straightened up from his trunk search and gestured aggressively. "I'll move my car when I'm finished. Back off." The confrontation, captured on multiple cell phone cameras, showed that man, genuinely believing his convenience trumped everyone else's right to use public roadways. The traffic blockage now extended 3 blocks, with side streets also gridlocked as drivers attempted to route around the obstruction. A Metrobus sat trapped in the backup, its schedule destroyed, dozens of passengers checking watches and phones with increasing agitation. Cyclists had stopped trying to navigate through and simply waited, documenting the situation on social media. The economic cost of this one man's selfish decision was mounting by the second: lost productivity, missed appointments, delayed deliveries, all because someone decided traffic laws were optional. But karma was already en route, and it wasn't interested in waiting for him to finish his trunk search. By minute 5 of the deliberate traffic obstruction, the situation had evolved from frustrating to genuinely dangerous. Emergency vehicle sirens could be heard in the distance, attempting to navigate through the gridlock this one man had created. A fire truck responding to a call found itself trapped a block away, forced to use alternate routes that added precious minutes to response teams. Those minutes could mean the difference between property damage and total loss, or worse, between life and death in a medical emergency. Seattle Police Dispatch had received 17 separate 911 calls reporting the traffic obstruction, with callers ranging from angry to genuinely concerned about potential medical emergencies being unable to receive help. The call transcripts revealed growing frustration. "There's a guy just standing by his truck in the middle of 3rd Avenue. No, he is not disabled, he is just looking for something. Yes, traffic is completely stopped. At least 3 blocks backed up now." Meanwhile, the man at the center of this chaos had apparently located whatever eating he'd been searching for in his trunk, a briefcase, based on cell phone footage, and had now moved on to checking its contents while leaning against his car. His body language communicated zero urgency, zero concern for the mayhem surrounding him. He scrolled through his phone casually, occasionally glancing at the growing crowd of frustrated drivers, seemingly enjoying the attention his obstruction had generated. A bike courier, stopped in the gridlock, shouted what everyone was thinking. "What is wrong with you? There are hundreds of people stuck because of you." The man's response, captured clearly on multiple cameras, would later become a viral soundbite. "Not my problem. I have rights." This stunning misunderstanding of how public roadways work, how society functions, and how rights actually operate demonstrated a level of entitlement that transcended ordinary selfishness. But his education about reality was approaching rapidly. Wearing a badge and carrying legal authority, he was about to become intimately familiar with. The distinctive whoop of a police siren cut through the chorus of honking horns. The Seattle Police Patrol car navigated onto the scene using the bush lane. Officer Jennifer Martinez, a 10-year veteran of the traffic division, had heard enough on the radio to know this wasn't a standard disabled vehicle situation. The dispatcher's notice indicated deliberate obstruction and a hostile driver refusing to cooperate with reasonable requests from other motorists. Officer Martinez activated her body camera, standard procedure for any confrontation, and approached the man still leaning casually against his illegally stopped vehicle. "Sir, you were blocking traffic. I need you to move your vehicle immediately or provide a reason why it can't be moved." Her tone was professional but firm, the voice of someone who they dealt with entitled drivers before but still hoped for immediate compliance. The man's response to law enforcement proved even more delusional than his earlier interactions with civilians. "I am almost done here. I just needed to check something." He gestured to his now closed briefcase as if this explanation justified paralyzing several city blocks. Officer Martinez's expression, visible in dashcam footage from nearby vehicles, showed the exact moment she realized this would require the full legal treatment rather than a simple warning. "Sir, you were in violation of multiple traffic ordinances. You cannot stop your vehicle in an active traffic lane without emergency justification. Move your vehicle to the curb immediately, or I will seat you in your range for towing." The officer's escalation from request to command was textbook procedure, giving the driver one final opportunity to complain before consequences arrived. The man made his fatal mistake with what he said next. "I don't think you understand. I am an attorney. I know my rights." This declaration, apparently intended to intimidate the officer, instead sealed his fate. Officer Martinez's response was immediate and devastating. "Then as an attorney, you should know that obstructing traffic is a crime. License and registration, now. Your vehicle is being towed." What happened next represents instant karma in its purest, most satisfying form. Officer Martinez returned to her patrol car and called for backup plus a tow truck, standard procedure for vehicles being impounded for traffic violations. But the karma didn't stop there. As she ran the driver's information through the system, additional complications emerged that transformed a bad day into a catastrophic one for the traffic blocker. The vehicle registration was expired by 4 months. The insurance had lapsed 2 weeks prior. The driver had an outstanding parking ticket warrant for failure to appear in court. Each discovery added new violations, new fines, new legal complications. What started as simple obstruction was snowballing into a legal nightmare that would cost thousands of dollars and potentially affect his law license if he actually was an attorney as claimed. A second patrol car arrived, followed within minutes by a tow truck. The growing crowd of delayed drivers, now free to navigate around the scene as officers directed traffic, began applauding as they passed. Some honked in celebration rather than frustration, recognizing that justice was being served in reality. The man's demeanor had transformed completely from entitled and dismissive to deflated and panicked as she realized the scale of consequences he had triggered. The tow truck operator attached chains to the sedan, while the driver pleaded with officers for leniency. Suddenly remembering he had places to be and people depending on him the same consideration he did denied hundreds of others. Officer Martinez remained unmoved, processing paperwork that would result in impound fees, towing costs, multiple citations, and a court that where his "I know my rights" defense would be thoroughly tested. Cell phone footage captured his final moment of instant karma, standing on the sidewalk, watching his vehicle lifted onto the tow truck, holding his briefcase, the item for which he sacrificed his morning, his money, and his dignity. The instant regret on his face told the complete story. Some lessons come expensive, immediate, and publicly humiliating. The final accounting of this instant karma moment reads like a cautionary tale about entitlement and consequences. The traffic blocker faced citations totaling over $2.5 for obstruction, expired registration, lapsed insurance, and the outstanding warrant. Impound and towing fees added another $800. Court costs and potential increases to future insurance hats would push the total cost of his trunk search in the 5-figure territory. If he was indeed a licensed attorney, the professional ethics investigation triggered by his behavior could affect his career permanently. But perhaps the most valuable outcome was the lesson delivered to every witness and everyone watching the viral footage. Public roadways belong to everyone, and personal convenience never justifies creating chaos for hundreds of others. This instant karma story reminds us that society functions on mutual respect and consideration, and those who reject these principles eventually face correction from authorities who protect the common good. If watching this entitled driver get towed satisfied your justice craving, smash that like button and comment what city you were watching from. Subscribe for more instant karma content proving that consequences are real. respect shared spaces, consider others, and remember karma does not take care about your schedule. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next Instant Justice story.